So, hi, Super Dave. Hello.
And I use Sunbum like a champ the whole week. Done.
This has to be vacuumed off my face. Toronto. Oop, just can't trust a fart. And we are back with the founder of the new app, Pairable.ai.
Parable was built off of a love of wine.
Know what would really help this conversation translate even better? If you pour some of that.
Yes. So it's not just for wine drinkers, for every drinker.
The nice thing about wine is there's 10,000 different flavors that people have identified that could be in a wine.
And I do love Oregon wines. How do you feel about Michigan wines?
Take these three starts, these three middles, these three ends, put them together, and you have 152 Hallmark movies.
Oh, for sure, right?
That's so true.
And here we go. I wouldn't have known until we had the new official clapperboard. This was episode 37.
Where has this been, all of our episodes?
Probably hiding somewhere
I
in
know,
the
they just found it. Look, if they had to like dry erase it.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
We're home.
Happy post-spring break. You're still super tan. I feel like I'm fading.
Yeah, but you also aren't having the peeling crisis that I'm having.
So where are you peeling?
Well, and
I can't see it.
Your
body too?
No, my face, and then I just got like burnt, like under my armpit where sunscreen like wears off.
Yeah.
So that's a little. It's just dry skin, but my skin was great the entire time.
It was. It was the last day.
The last freaking day.
Is that when you used the
sunscreen from the hotel? The mineral sunscreen that they say you have to use to protect the wildlife and yada,
I
yada,
did not
yada.
get that memo, and I used Sunbum like a champ the whole week.
Oh, so did I. And even when we were at the park, and I only put it on one time, we were at Schalk all day long. I mean, I swam with dolphins and did not burn.
But Evie said that sun index or UVA index on the last day was the highest all week.
Was it?
Yeah. It was like
so
11.
I reapplied that mineral sunscreen no less than 5-6 times that day because I just kept going, oh, I feel like I'm getting burnt. I feel like I'm getting burnt.
It was intense.
I was so red. I barely took my hat off except for when like I was in the water because I would put my head in the water every day. And crazy melasma just pops out on my forehead.
It doesn't take much. Actually, melasma can pop out without sun. It just has to be heat.
Oh.
So you don't actually have to have the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have all the things going on right now.
But anyway.
So, but when I text you. Well, thanks. But when I text you, like in a mad panic, I was like, oh my God, my skin. Like I literally went on Glow's website and I have a hydrofacial on Thursday.
Done.
I was like,
done.
This has to be vacuumed off my face.
Yeah.
Pronto.
Done and done.
So
I went in this morning for a little vitamin B in my face.
Yeah.
Botox. That is.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I need all the things right now.
Yeah. It was a great vacation though. My review of the resort was 3.5 stars.
Ooh. I will say when we went the first time.
It used to be 5. It used to be 5. That's why we talked everybody into going.
Oh, so you're going 5 out of 5 is like the highest score?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was out of 10 and I was like, damn, 3
out
stars.
Out of 5 stars, I give it like 3. Okay, 3.75.
Okay.
I thought it was great. Like they kind of tried, but then they kind of didn't and didn't really give a shit.
Yeah. I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but you made a great point about there was like a big convention when we were there the first time. And I think that those people were utilized in all of that, that not everything was a buffet in the morning.
Yeah.
There was a lot of restaurants with breakfast was a la carte. And I think since there was no big conference or anything going on, they were like, oh shit, all of these people are here. We need to feed them all.
Yeah.
Here's a buffet.
Yes, I agree.
Because the adult side, one buffet, I think maybe just for breakfast, every restaurant is a la carte.
Which is what we loved about that resort 2 years ago, which is why we talked it up. And I was like, I know. You have to go back to this. Now, I'm not saying like it's a bad resort.
It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful. Great. It's great and lots to do. And most importantly, the girls had a ton of fun.
Yes,
that's
it was their
really all
senior
that
spring
matters.
Break, and that's why we
Even
went.
though everybody else got Montezuma's revenge.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No, not at all.
Did.
No.
Oh my God. We are all at our goal weight at my house. Like we lost weight coming home.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's a dream. I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah, we all were like, wow. Not all, just Randy and I.
Yeah.
He never got hit, but.
She didn't?
No.
Kylie kind of got hit like on the last day. Chris midweek. but I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So
everybody else in our party did.
So
I felt like
it's could be a couple of things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's the Armra and the charcoal that I took every day, just giving me like proper gut health.
okay.
I took
But it's
activated
supposed to
charcoal.
be like good gut health, not like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
no,
what.
No,
kept
I was
you.
just I
I
didn't
did
get
too.
sick.
I took Armra like a ton.
Yeah. And then, or it's the fact that I did have it, but because normally I'm not regular on vacation because of like cross contamination and stuff, that it just made me regular and I didn't notice.
That's true. So I don't know if we all got like a bug or if we all were just drinking unfiltered water, unbeknownst to us. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird how it all went through our group.
And never really on the same day. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, mystery, Mexico mystery.
There you go. But I love it how we all kept going. Someone would be like, yeah, hey, I got a case of the Mexicos. I'm not going to be able to make it to dinner tonight.
Or really be in this pool.
Or someone would just be like, oop, just can't trust a fart.
So true.
But our girls got really cute pictures with the monkeys.
Did. Yes.
I love how you're so hesitant.
They did, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're cute.
Good for them.
Kylie's like smiling and terrified all at the same time.
Yeah. And the video of Evie getting that monkey up on her arm, crawling up her arm and like in her hair, is horrifying.
Well, and then there's a video of us being chased by monkeys and you completely ditching me as one blocked me off on the bridge, just staring at me like I needed to pay a toll.
I thought you could hear me. I was like, I'm over here.
I come around the corner. You're all the way on the other side of the drawbridge.
Checking my phone.
I'm like, oh, look here, folks, my emergency contact in view, ready to save me.
I could not be around that monkey. All I could picture was
their
that
arms
chimp,
and their legs and their fingers were creepily long.
The, chimp crazy, and that monkey ripping the face off of that one lady's best friend. And she lived, remember?
I don't really know
she
if
was on
they
Oprah,
had the strength of.
And she had a veil, and Oprah was like.
Tika or whatever it was called.
Yeah, she was like, just reveal your face.
My God. How rude, Oprah.
So rude, Oprah.
So rude.
I'm not buying your favorite things anymore.
Okay, but the whole time I was there, when I would have like big glasses on in my hat, I would be like the lady from White Lotus. And I'd be like, Piper, no.
No, Victoria Ratliff.
You're moving to Taiwan.
She was so racist. She was like, that better be the best Buddha in China. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then now that the season is over.
Did you watch it?
Spoiler alert. Oh yeah, no, I watched it yesterday.
Okay. What is your thoughts on the ending? White Lotus we're on to. Randy, because he's like, you guys go from one topic to another.
Oh, and before we change to the next topic, I was informed by Super Dave this morning that we barely mentioned him last week. So hi, Super Dave. Hello.
Oh, that's rude of us. Super Dave, you saved our life again when we were on vacation. Did he tell you? Well, you knew.
Yeah.
My mom was watching our house and the dog, and the smoke detectors went off, and Super Dave with his big cape went over and fixed everything.
Yeah.
And actually replaced a whole fire alarm in our house that I didn't know was broken.
Oh, really?
Well, I guess it was a fire or smoke detector.
Okay.
It was broken or something.
Well, and he's the guy that's like, oh, if one battery goes dead,
Right.
you got to replace them all
Right.
because, bless you, because you bought a brand new house and that all those batteries went in at the same time, so they're all going to go
know.
dead at the same time. And I'm like, no, just change the battery when it starts
When it
beeping
goes
at you.
off. I know. Randy did put it in his calendar to start like 1 year from now to change all the batteries.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he stayed at my house with my mom to watch the dogs, and he was in my shower, and he thought that the handle wasn't as fluid as he would like. So then he took it apart and was looking at things. Then I got pictures of him complaining about how the tile guy didn't leave enough space to be able to change something out. I can call Kohler. It will be a $300 fix. And I go,
I didn't ask for this.
so was the handle broken? He's like, no, I just didn't like that, it wasn't as fluid as I thought it should be. I go, do you have it back on right now? And he's like, yep. I go, does it work? Yep. I go, look at that, it's fixed.
Cancel the $300.
But I go, from the 2 days since you told me about this to the day I move out of that house, anywhere in between that time frame, if something happens to that handle, you're fixing it because you broke it.
And you took it apart. It's probably better off now. If you took it apart and put it back together, you know it's going to be good.
Time will tell.
Okay.
Time will tell.
Well, anyway, Super
back
Dave.
to White Lotus.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah, the shout out to Super Dave.
So White Lotus, what was your take on the ending?
On the ending, so there was a lot of, I don't know, there was like deep things where Chelsea and Rick, is that the
Yes.
younger, older guy? When she was like, I think we'll be together forever.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And then they ended up dying together.
Yeah.
So,
The only thing that I didn't like is they didn't wrap around from the first episode. Do you remember the very first episode when Zion, the son of Belinda, was floating in the water, or he was doing something, he's panicking. He's like, I gotta find my mom. Because they flashed to the end at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, they never really came back around to that, did
No. And in the water, you could see like someone was dead. You could see it was turning red, which clearly was Chelsea and Rick.
Yeah.
You didn't know that at the time. But they never kind of wrapped it around to what Zion and then flash forward, they're all happily on a boat to go back to the mainland.
Yeah, the three chicks, like the three friends, didn't look frazzled at all.
No.
They were
like,
"I'm so
oh, we just
happy
witnessed a murder. We're good.
We've reconnected. I know, but I think it was really funny when the one girl was like, peace out, and she just ran away from her friends.
Yeah. That would have been me. It's like the monkey.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. First of all, the fact that she just went off to a random fight in the middle of Thailand.
Yeah.
And like
With the Russian guy.
with the Russian guy and like slept in like with him in his room and then jumped out of a window and then somehow ended back up at the resort. Mind blown.
God bless.
I'm not really a resort leaver. The going to Schalk when we were in Mexico was like big for me.
Oh.
Normally I like to go to the resort and just stay.
What if there's more to do outside of the resort?
Not in a Mexico situation like that. Like, where else are you going to go in Playa del Carmen? I have no desire to go to downtown Playa del Carmen.
I don't know. I used to leave all the time when we lived in Cabo.
Cabo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not Cancun or
Yeah, I
anything like
guess.
that.
It depends on the city.
Like when Chris and I first got married and we would go to Cancun, we would go into downtown Cancun. Like go to Big Senor Frogs, party till 3 a.m.
Right.
There was this place called, I don't remember the name of it, but there was like this restaurant we would go to with his parents. Super, super fun. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she left the resort. It's beautiful, first of all. And then for the Four Seasons has a deal with White Lotus now.
Okay.
Four Seasons resort or hotel chain.
So were they at a Four Seasons for this episode?
I don't know if maybe I don't know for
But
sure.
it's definitely
now,
going forward.
Now Four Seasons they've embraced it. So
Yeah.
I read this article, and White Lotus approached the Four Seasons during the pandemic.
Okay.
And said, can we film here? And I think that's where they filmed season 2. And at first, Four Seasons was like, no. And then they were like, yeah, because we need the revenue.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing coming in. Nobody's staying with us. That's how the relationship started. And now they've embraced it. And they have like a White Lotus experience at some Four Seasons. So I'm anxious to see where they're going for season 4. And what characters will roll over into the next one. Because Belinda's been in every season, the massage therapist.
Oh, has
She's
she?
in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yep.
Was she in Italy though?
Yes. Because
Okay.
she was Tanya's friend, and Tanya was like, "I'm gonna buy
Invest
you."
in your business. Okay. Yeah.
So and Gary.
And yes.
So
Greg Gary.
I'll
Gary
see
Greg.
who, and it always seems to be like a back character, not a main. Like it won't be Victoria Ratliff, I'm sure, but
Yeah, I also think the family where the dad's basically going to go to prison and everything,
Yeah.
they got their phone backs. That was kind of anticlimactic.
okay. Also, were you really going to kill your whole family? That was kind of dark.
Yeah, that was super dark.
And the people at Duke were pissed that he was wearing that T-shirt.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then they lost basketball.
Yeah.
To
I
Florida.
know. Did you have them? Oh.
No, I had Auburn, so I was out a while ago. So
Yeah. But anyway, I liked it.
It was a
I
good
didn't
season.
love it. I loved season 2.
Chris stopped watching it with the whole like brother incest thing. He was like, "Nope, done. You can finish watching this all on your own."
Yeah, but by then you need to know. Oh, and then he explained it. He was like, "You know, I'm a pleaser."
Such a terrible thing. So, our friend Jody, her and I were going back and forth, and she's like, so what did you think about the end? And we were talking about it. And then she had this very deep, explanation of some like Greek mythology mixed with like a Freudian something. So I didn't really respond to that because I didn't know what it meant, and then responded to the other part of her message. And then I had to ask Kylie because I'm like, well, she'll know what this means. Yeah. So then literally Kylie goes, well, who had sex with their mom? And I'm like, nobody, but it was like two brothers like doing something. Oh. And then she broke down this whole thing that Jody was talking about. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you're smart enough to explain that to me. That's great. Okay, have you seen that scientists have brought back the dire wolf after it's been extinct for 10,000 years?
No. What is a dire wolf?
Well, it's a wolf that was extinct. I mean, yay science. That's kind of cool. How do you bring it back?
They took some
like
DNA?
Jurassic Park shit.
What?
But
like a
do we
Petri
know? Dish? I think so. Yeah. So it's like a brother and a sister. And
are they white? Mm-hmm. Okay. I saw Joe Rogan posted something on his Instagram. Okay. And they were just I think they're cute puppies that he got.
No, they're dire wolves. And I mean, they
grew them in a lab?
10,000 years ago, these things said peace out to the world.
Yeah.
So can we coexist with them?
No.
I don't think so. I think
they're going to eat everybody.
I think you're going to start bringing stuff back like Jurassic Park. And
pretty soon we're going to have
we all know how Jurassic Park ends.
Yeah.
It's not well.
So where is this taking place?
I don't know. I didn't dig that deep into it.
Oh, God. Does anybody know?
I don't know. Maybe we can talk to people who know better than us.
I don't know. That sounds terrifying. Just like those monkeys that were terrifying.
Right. I don't know.
They were so creepy. I can't believe they just are in the wild there.
I mean, I can't think that they would have like dangerous monkeys there with a bunch of like random people walking around. So they have to know that they're kind.
They don't know that. I mean, there are birds there. There's a lady.
There's birds there.
The best was
the birds didn't attack anybody.
That lady with a hawk on her arm.
Oh, the pigeon catcher.
No, it wasn't a pigeon. It was like a big hawk.
No, it kills the pigeons.
Oh,
so that the pigeons don't come into like the outdoor restaurants and like eat food and bother patrons.
Oh, really?
Literally, that like if there was like a pigeon or something, she would just make a noise and it just goes and kills the pigeon.
Shit. I hope it's not over my omelet.
Well, but that's why she walks through like the outdoor seating area.
Yeah, she's literally in the restaurant.
Well, I almost ran into her 'cause she's so tiny.
Well, and this terrifying bird that's huge, and I'm afraid of birds. So we walked in that restaurant, and I was like, they just yelled at me for not wearing a bathing suit cover up, but there is a bird in the fucking restaurant, like hanging out on this lady's arm.
And it wears like a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gross.
No, it was wild, but yeah, no, it's there to like kill any other bird from coming in.
Oh, that's also appetizing.
Well, yeah, but I think I didn't see it in action, so
I didn't know it was a pigeon catcher. I didn't see any pigeons. Well, it was
clearly
job.
It does its job.
But it should have gotten those black crows. They were all around.
Oh, I don't know if I saw.
Or what are they? I mean, they were black.
Oh, I don't know.
Whatever they were cruising all around the restaurant.
Yeah. But when we were at Schalk, the parrots were actually like flying around. I've never been anywhere where like the parrots actually fly. I thought they were just like, they had those
paralyzed.
And they're just like, we got to take pictures with these people.
God. Anyway, the resort was lovely. But
it was
still 3.75.
I know. So
what would you rate it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could give it a 4. It was a 5 out of 5 the last time we were there. It was outstanding. But I'm not giving up on it because I want to go to the adult side.
Yeah.
And I was digging deep because I have a friend who's getting married. She's like looking into bachelorette party stuff. So I was going to send it to her. Do you know that their adults only includes also young adults 16 and up?
No,
Where
I
was
thought it was
that
18.
memo? Yeah. We could have been over there.
Damn it. Mm-hmm. Cruising around in a black bracelet.
So, yeah. Okay. What did you think about that ship I sent you?
I know, the Drake Shake.
It's wild. So there's this, it's called the Drake Pass, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
The Drake Passage.
And it's basically is known for like 40-foot plus waves. And this cruise ship was designed to be able to cut through these waves. Mm-hmm. It's wild. And people are like getting tossed around.
And they do it. These people know what they're in for.
They know exactly what they're in for.
So,
and it's all glass like in the front of the boat.
So crazy. 35 to 40 foot waves.
That's half of the Empire State Building.
That is ridiculous. I would never do that.
I would get seasick. I wouldn't even be able to enjoy it. I would just be vomiting
You'd have
in
to
the corner.
know to go on that cruise ship to say like, okay, I love to be dumped upside down.
People
Let's
are
go on
trying to
this
save
cruise
their
ship.
drinks, and they're just like sliding
And they're like
off to the
sliding and they're
side.
laughing.
Yeah, no, that does not
That
sound like
sounds
fun like me
horrible.
for me at all.
Horrible.
No, I wouldn't even want to do a simulator of what it's like to be on the Drake Shake.
No, I wouldn't either. But you know what simulator I do want to go on is that the skydiving place, iFly in Novi.
Oh yeah, they're like all over.
Yeah, they're all over.
Yeah,
But I kind of want to do that.
let's go.
Okay. I would do that before I would skydive.
Yes, definitely. Oh, I think that there's a field trip in our future.
Yeah, let's go there.
Kelsey, I fly.
iFly Novi.
All right, we're doing it.
Okay, let's do it. So, what is the Mel Robbins one day or challenge?
Okay,
I
so
listened to her. I never
it's a
listened to the
5-day challenge. So there's 2 challenges. I didn't realize she had 2 challenges. I signed up for one, and it was to wake up. It's because she has her book about her 5 seconds. So if you have trouble waking up in the morning to your alarm, if you hit snooze or you sit and scroll on your phone, that when you wake up to your alarm, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get out of bed. And you should be able to do it within 5 days. You should nail it down. I thought it was a different challenge, but she has another one called the High 5 Challenge. I'm like, well, maybe I'll do the wake up one before.
Yeah.
But what I'm using the 5 second for more than waking up, because I'm good about waking up to my alarm. I'm not a snoozer. My husband is. So I feel like we should sign him up for that.
He needs
challenge.
to be on the Mel Robbins.
He needs to get on her
challenge.
train. But I'm on Instagram or TikTok, and I know I need to put my phone down because I need to like change laundry or something. I have other things that I could be doing that are more productive. Scroll, count down 5 to 1, and then put my phone down and go.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to do.
It's really hard to do. I've been putting my phone in my bedroom on charge and just leaving it in there. But then it's always like, Chris will be like, Katie, where's your phone? Kylie's been trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
So there's the downfall there.
That's hard. But at night, I started reading a new book.
You did?
Yeah. It's called The Measure. It's from my book club.
So Kristen Lang told me about The Measure.
Yeah.
I have it on my Audible. I haven't read it yet, but
It's
it
good.
sounds
It's
interesting.
good. Yeah. It's basically everybody gets delivered this box if you're over the age of 22. And by the end, like I'm in the point where everybody's just discovering that it's delivered to their house. And the dilemma is whether you open it or not, because the string that's inside is basically telling you how long your lifeline is. So you could have a short string, a long string, and there's nothing that can cut it. So whatever the string is made up, they don't know how it's delivered. No one's Ring camera went off. Like all of a sudden it showed up at the same time in everyone's like front door. And then if you turn 22, then all of a sudden one shows up. So some people hid theirs, some people opened it right away. Some people were like featuring this couple, these 2 women, and one has a long string and one has a short one. Yeah. And so later on, they're trying to figure out, these statistics that show people that may have had an underlying symptom actually was a disease that they didn't understand that they had, and so they could die quickly, versus somebody that they thought was really sick and actually it cured and they had a longer string. So it'll be interesting.
So Kristen talked about the fact that, the moral dilemma of like, you have a long string. Should you join the army and be on the front lines because you're not going to die, as opposed to somebody else who has a short string. Yeah. So, yeah.
And then there are people that are trying to defy it and say, I think I can beat this or I can't.
I feel like that book would give me anxiety. I don't really know how it ends.
Yeah, I don't.
But I am proud to say that I physically read, of course I read, but physically had a physical book in my hand, read it front to back on spring break.
How was it?
It was good.
Her books kind of have a formula, right?
I would say
Frida McFadden.
I love Frida McFadden. The book was called The Inmate. It was entertaining. It was a good beach read. It went fast. It was easy read, but I was a little disappointed with the twist at the end.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of like, this is really what you gave me. It was kind of like when you watched Scream and you figured out like who the killers were and why. And you're like, really? This is why? Give me something a little bit more in depth, please.
Yeah. So did you finish The Boyfriend as well?
No, I'm still halfway through The Boyfriend. So now I got to, find that time to like sit down and actually finish it. But I do really like that book. But remember I was talking about Long Bright River on Peacock.
Yeah.
So I couldn't watch it in Mexico because the app doesn't work in Mexico. So now it's my sauna blanket show. I'm almost done with it. Now that twist, I'm so into it.
Okay.
It just really sucks that there's commercials.
Oh, you can't fast forward?
Not on Peacock. And I don't even think if you get the premium version, there's no commercials.
Well, then what's the point?
Right? I think,
So it's only on Peacock?
It's only on Peacock. It's a Peacock original.
Okay. And it's Amanda Seyfried.
Yes.
Okay.
So good. Great show. And then Kylie and I just started a new one, and she even stuck around once she realized there was commercials. It's called the Grosse Pointe Floral Society or something.
Yeah. Who's in that?
People that you know. I can't really tell
Is it
you
filmed
who
in
they are.
Grosse Pointe, Michigan?
It's based there. I don't know if it's actually filmed there, but it's just kind of funny, like the way that they like talk about just Michigan things.
Yeah.
But very entertaining, and entertaining enough that you can tolerate the commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm caught up on Surface.
I'm not caught up.
Oh
on
my
Surface.
God.
Is it good?
It's really getting
Okay.
good. And I think we talked about this before, but it's a Reese Witherspoon
Yes.
production.
Hello, Sunshine.
Yeah. So it's really getting twisty. Like, yeah, I won't spoil it for you.
Okay.
I would spoil it for everyone else if
Yeah.
you saw it.
No, but I will watch it.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah.
You should catch up.
Well, you're
It's
going to be
good.
gone this weekend. So, yeah, I'll have plenty of time to watch it.
Well, Randy will be home
Okay.
watching the Masters all by himself.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
he's probably actually totally fine with
He's
you being
totally
gone.
pumped. Evie gets her wisdom teeth out on Thursday.
So she's just going to be super chill,
Yeah, he's
too.
like, yes, I can't wait just to sit in my ass and watch. That's when he got his vasectomy, was during the Masters. He
Yeah.
did that on purpose.
No, it's actually quite
A long time-
wise.
whatever, however many years ago. And
Yeah.
I remember the urologist was like, I'm really busy today. He's like, I think I get a lot of guys that come before the Masters, the U.S. Open, like,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Very specific weekends. But it's also Evie Day today.
Oh, Evie Day.
So 17 years ago, we adopted Evie from Korea. And she came out. I was like, Evie, just like my mom does to me every August 7th, I guess it's 7th for me. For you, I will tell you the story every single year. And she's like, oh. Yeah. So
Okay.
17 years ago, she came to Los Angeles airport from Korea on a 14-hour flight, slept the entire time. No
And
surprise if you know my daughter.
And she still sleeps like a champ today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Kylie has an actual picture of Evie still in her clothes, like sleeping on the corner of her bed in their room in Mexico.
I'm sure. Yeah.
like they started having a conversation
And
she
she
fell
just-
asleep and she slept like that all night long.
Yeah. Nothing disrupts her sleep.
Right?
She gets her beauty sleep.
All right, well, we're going to go to break, but when we get back, we have some special guests.
I can't wait.
We have Dave and Melissa from Pairable.ai, the new app that we've been talking about. Super exciting. So, see you soon.
Glow Medical Spa is Mid-Michigan's premier med spa for skin rejuvenation and anti-aging. The trained nurses and estheticians at Glow specialize in non-invasive facial aesthetics such as toxins, fillers, and lasers. Glow is ranked in the top 1% of all providers in the U.S. for Botox and filler, as well as Black Diamond Icon status for Hydrofacial.
Glow Body specializes in body contouring with Ensculpt Neo, Emcella, weight loss clinic, and therapeutic massage. Book an appointment today at glow-skinspa.com.
We're back.
We are back, and we are back with the founder of the new app everybody needs, Pairable.ai.
Everyone download it. Is it up here yet?
There you go.
Pairable.ai. Download it. It's a lifesaver. If
Yes.
you love wine, if you love food, if you love cocktails, beer, soda, whatever, it's going to save your life.
Yeah, at a restaurant, at home when you're entertaining, and for me, just wine shopping in general. So
So we have the founder, and then we have the marketing director. Is that what your title is, Melissa?
Yeah.
CMO, yeah.
CMO.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
She's
bad.
the chief marketing
Yeah.
officer.
Yeah.
So Dave Asiala and Melissa Schalk.
Glad to be here.
Welcome to Listen, Here's the Thing.
Thank you.
All right. You were going to ask us questions about shows.
Okay, well, first of all, I heard the first part of the podcast.
Yes.
And you were talking about the Drake what? The Drake shake?
Shake.
The Drake shake.
I thought this was something about Kendrick Lamar
Oh,
and Drake. And then
the
I realized
beef.
it was about the Drake
The beef
passage.
between
and,
the two.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
I was
you're
trying
up
to,
on it.
okay, well,
Because
I'm
we
up on
were
that,
talking about jeans.
Yeah.
So that.
And then the second thing that is clearly a women's book, not a men's book, is the one you're reading.
Left them?
Is this the one about string length?
Oh, the measure.
The measure.
Yeah.
Men are not going to read books about
Why?
being judged about string length. Okay, there's just it's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen.
You're
You're right.
True.
You know, I mean,
Touche.
let's just be honest.
Touche, Dave. Yeah, I get it. They're gonna be like long.
Yeah, not going to do that.
Done. Shut the box. They probably wouldn't even tell anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is so true. So, what brings you here today? Tell us about Parable.
Well, thank you for having us. First of all, Melissa was asking if I was going to be nervous to be on this podcast, and I said I don't think I'll be nervous being on camera, doing any of that stuff. I've done plenty of that, but I'm intimidated because I'm on the set with 3 women who are powerful entrepreneurs in something that I'm trying to break into as an entrepreneur, right? And so I really, I appreciate that we're here, but I really appreciate what you guys do and how you guys have done your stuff.
Thank you,
Dave.
And it's
Thank
really,
you.
it's really inspiring for
How
somebody
is
who's just
it?
getting started in this space.
Yeah, how is it different from, because you worked at a corporate job before,
Yeah, I did.
to be now an entrepreneur, a founder of a company? You're the sole provider for this company. So how has that shift been for you?
Yeah, corporate life was fine. I enjoyed the company I worked for. I did good things there. I had a lot of fun. 36 years at one company,
shit.
kind of a odd thing anymore
Yeah,
these days.
you're an anomaly. Kind of.
Got to live around the world, work around the world, do all sorts of fun things there. But you do that work in a kind of a framework, right? You know, you're not responsible for everything. You know, you become an entrepreneur, and I guess I'm the salesperson today, and I guess I'm the finance person tomorrow, and I guess I'm the legal
cleaning
person
and the toilet
tomorrow,
guy
right?
today.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a very steep and good learning curve. You know, for me, the last year has been learning one day after another, even on things I thought I knew a lot about the technology, learning about some of those things as well. So it's been fun. Frustrating some days, but fun most days. And, and when we got the app into the App Store, I literally think I cried.
You should.
I literally was like, I was having an emotional moment at that.
Yeah,
time.
that's a huge
Because
achievement.
it took way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's
but-
an accomplishment, right?
Yeah,
You worked
yeah.
so hard for something,
was- yeah,
and
it
to
was
see
good.
it come to fruition is
Yeah.
amazing.
So at what point did you sit there and go, because there's other apps out there.
There are.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but you said, but the world needs this app.
Yeah.
Right?
So I had been trying. I retired a few years ago, and I was going to just speak at corporate gigs about analytics and AI because those were the specialties I had spent the last 10 years at Dow working on.
Okay.
At my employer working on. Anyway, and so I thought I was going to do that. I did a couple of gigs, had fun. COVID hit.
Okay.
All of that went to Zoom, and I wasn't really interested in doing Zoom calls for that, even if it was getting paid. I wanted to take my golf clubs with me and go, right?
Yeah.
So I just said, no, we'll just put this away and enjoy COVID. And, lots of people have bad COVID stories. My family, it was incredibly cool. My youngest daughter was on an assignment in Switzerland. Oh, cool. She barely got back before they quote unquote closed the borders, or before it got hard. And she couldn't get to Minneapolis, so she came to Midland. My middle daughter lives in New York. She got her dog and got in the car. Nothing was happening in New York. Came to Midland. They thought they'd be here a week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody thought it would be over.
We're just going to camp out at mom and dad's, right?
3.5 months later, they
Yeah.
went home. So we had two of our daughters back home, and if you become an empty nester, you'll love having your kids back home.
Yeah.
So we had 2 of them back home. Then somewhere in there, my oldest and her husband and their brand new baby decided to remodel their house down in the Detroit area. And they had put it on hold when COVID hit. And now they thought, spring, COVID will be over, we're going to do it now. And they could both work remotely, so they came and lived with us for, well, they thought 5 months. I said it'll be a year. It was 10 months.
Okay.
But we got my grandson's first steps. And we're tight as, so it was great. And then I started working on apps related to pairing because I had this passionate about wine being something you should have with food.
Okay.
You know, I'm not usually a person who just drinks. If I'm having just a drink, it'll be something else. If I'm pairing it with food, it's going to be wine.
You don't just have a drink of wine.
Not very often.
Or like a bottle.
Not very often. It's just not my vibe.
Your bros come over and you're like, let's open a bottle of wine. You're like, can I have a bourbon? Probably, right?
or then I'm going to get some food out. You know, there's going to be something.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, so I'd been trying to do this. I had a friend who runs a shop up in Boyne City, a wine shop. I tried to build an app that they could use, give it to them for free, see if it would work. They never used it.
Okay.
And I said, well, that was a failure, and it just wasn't good enough. And so I thought, maybe I'm not set for this. So February of last year, last year, not this year, was in Florida with some friends, out to lunch, a couple of other couples, older, getting ready to retire, talking about what the $1 million ideas we were going to have to do something, right? And one of them said, well, what about your wine app? And I said, it just isn't going anywhere. And the other guy said, well, I would buy a wine app if it limited itself to what was in the restaurant. Don't give me esoteric advice about what I should have.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting here, I want to know what I can have here, right? So, and I had just started working with a friend who was doing an AI company. I'm his chief strategy officer now, and starting to work with him. And I thought, oh my God, I know how to do this now. And my wife's still probably mad at me because the rest of the vacation I was in front of the computer most of the nights till 11 o'clock, figuring out exactly what we could maybe do. And then we started working probably the next week. We had a prototype out in about May of last year that was really rough, and it didn't belong in the app store or anything, but we could show it to people and I learned so much. I'm sitting in Boyne City at a bar with my wife having dinner, talking to this guy. And I'm telling him a little bit about this app, seeing just how it would work. And he goes, well, I used to spend a lot of time in China. Will it translate, from Chinese into English or English to Chinese? And I said, I don't know, because I had just showed him the menu at the place we were at. And I said, translate this into Spanish. You know, the whole menu translated into Spanish. Because it's generative AI, so it speaks every language in the world. And then I said, okay, translate this into Mandarin Chinese, and it did. At least I think it did. It was characters I can't understand. And I go, do you read Mandarin Chinese? He goes, no, but if I took a picture of a Mandarin Chinese menu, would it translate it to English? And I said, no reason it won't.
Yeah.
And then I went home and checked. I didn't do it with Mandarin Chinese because I don't read it.
Yeah.
But I found a German menu and with English translation, and I translated it backwards, so that if you're sitting somewhere
That's cool.
in a country where you don't speak the language, take a picture of the menu,
and
ask
then you
it to
can
translate back to your language.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what would really help this conversation translate even better? If you pour some of that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then
all right.
If you enjoy our banter as much as we do, show us some love. Like, rate, follow, and share us with your soul sisters, your friends, acquaintances, random strangers on the street, your mortal enemy, and your family. And hey, tell us what you want our next episode to be about. It's like it's girls' night, but it's for all of us. Cheers to laughter, insights, and moments that matter. Let's keep this party going. Cheers.
Cheers. So happy you're here.
Yeah, so happy. So this wine is Tempranillo. It's probably the most famous wine in northern Spain. It should age with leather and tobacco, since
My
I know you
favorite.
like it. So, and this is a 2018 or something. So
Okay.
it's got 7 years of, probably 2 years in the Reserva, 2.5 years in the oak, then into the bottle, and then it sits there in the bottle and gets even better.
And Melissa, you said this is your new favorite wine?
So, what was the one that I sent you a picture of? It was not the Reserva.
It was the Crianza, which is their version that they leave in oak just last. Crianza
It was
means
a 2022.
Crianza is a Spanish word for a child, so it means the youngest one.
Okay.
And then Reserva is the older one, and then they have a Gran Reserva. A lot of times you'll see Spanish wines have one of those three things written on them. It just means how long was it in oak before they put it in the bottle.
Okay.
So I'm going to Spain this summer. I'm so excited to use Pairable. We're going to go to Madrid, and then we're going to go to Marbella. So
where's Marbella? Down on the coast?
South, yeah.
Okay.
On the coast.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cool wine in Spain.
This tastes a little bit different.
Okay.
Even though it's only like a little bit of an age difference, it does have a different taste, but it's still
Different than the
Like-
one you like?
chef's kiss. Yeah. Like I'm discovering I love red again.
So this is pretty dry. You can
No, I
you can-
love
No,
it.
it's
It's
wonderful.
perfect. This is right up my alley.
And my sister-in-law always says, talks about dry, and there's two things in dry with wine, right? Is it sweet or dry, right? Is there any residual sugar left? This kind of wine has literally no residual sugar, less than any snack bar or protein bar you're going to have by a tenth or something. And so that's the dry or sweet, sugar or not. Some wines leave a little sugar in.
Yeah.
Some Rieslings have a little bit of sugar left in. Some people don't like that. But then there's drying, the sensation that you get when you put it in your mouth. And for me, that drying sensation is like somebody grabbed your nose, opened your mouth, and threw dust in there, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it just sort of coated the side of your tongue with dust. It made it feel like a tea bag was put on your tongue. And that's the drying sensation of the tannins, and it's what creates the leather and the smoke. A lot of times people will say smoke.
So did your love of wine come obviously before? Was that your impetus behind the app?
Yeah, it was.
the
I mean, my coming to wine was a silly story. It's kind of a silly story because I didn't know anything about wine. I didn't even know that only reason this wine is red is because when they pick the grapes, they split open the sides and they leave the skins with the wine. All of the red comes from the skins bleaching the color out. When white wine, they take the juice is the same in both white wine and red wine. It's clear juice. But they take the skins away right away, and they have the juice is then, or just a lighter color. I didn't even know that, right? So we went to a party at some friend's house here in town. Another couple going away. The hostess had people. She had them. You're in teams when you came in. You got a name tag. I was in the yellow team, right? And you were going to have 5 stations, covered up wines. You had to guess things about the wines as a team, and there was a winner, right? And I'm like competitive as all get out on stupid things. So I thought, well, I'm going to win.
Right. What's the
I don't know
prize?
anything about wine. What am I going to do? One of my friends came in and he looked at one of the bottles and he goes, oh, well, I can tell by the shape of the bottle that's an Alsace wine from France. It's probably a Gewürztraminer or a Riesling. And I was like, what am I going to do to help this? Because I don't even know that. So I said, I'm taking the scorecard. I'll get the card and the pen. I'll keep score. So I'm keeping score, and I'm listening to people on my team pontificate about wine. They're saying, "Oh, they're talking about all sorts of wine things," and I'm just going, "Okay, yeah. Which answer do we think this is? Let me get the answers." I'm cheating. I'm listening to all the other teams, right? What do they have to say? I want to win. Well, in the end, we had 20 questions. Would have been a perfect score. We didn't win. The winning team got 4 out of 20 right.
Whoa.
People
That's
were
how much people don't
pontificating
know
about wine and thinking they knew a lot, and I was going, well, I know that much. I mean, I think the monkeys you were talking about earlier throwing a dart at a dartboard could get that good of a score. I was flabbergasted, and it was fun. It was just a fun thing to do, right? At the end of the night, the host said, on my bar, there's another bottle of wine covered up, little shot glasses, just have a little of that. Well, that's Apple Boone's farm. That's what I remember from high school. And I told this story once. Melissa goes, high school. I said, hey, I'm old enough that drinking age was 18 when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So,
Even if it wasn't.
we could do it.
Even-
And even if it
I
wasn't,
still
it
did
would
Boone's
have
farm
been
in high
right.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so from those beginnings, I really started getting a passion about it. And then I kept thinking about an app. And then this trigger, let's do an app with generative AI. Let's do an app that's a mobile app that can limit itself to the restaurant, and give you real advice, right?
Yeah.
And we called it Parable, takeoff on the stories like Jesus, parables where you tell a story with a meaning. Well, and the purpose of that was really, if you're trying to convince somebody to try a wine they've never had, you might want to give them some reasoning for that, right? So we always in Parable have at least a sentence of why was this wine picked to go with this food? What is it that makes this pairing work, right? Because just making the pairing work is like, okay, you could either trust the app or not trust the app.
Yeah.
How do I know? You get a paragraph or a sentence about why, and you're like, maybe that makes sense.
Well, I like that you have to put in but you put in your preferences.
Yes.
And then it limits to what choices you can get. Because I hate Riesling, for example. So I would never pick that. I hate beer. So I would never pick that. Yep. There are certain, I don't like gin. So,
you can put those in.
Eliminate those. And then the app works so that it picks out the things that you like, which is great.
And any sommelier at a restaurant, if you go to a really fancy restaurant, you don't need my app at a really fancy restaurant because there's probably a sommelier who can do it, right? And that's nice. But there aren't that many around, and anyhow, they're going to know their wine selection, so they're going to be first. they're going to know pairing theory about what goes with what at the restaurant, and they're going to ask you if they're really good, what it is that you like.
Yeah.
And those 3 things are what Pairable uses to make its predictions of things that you should like.
Yeah, I love it. Sommelier on the road.
Right?
Yeah.
So what was the hardest thing about turning your idea into the app?
Well, fortunately, my friend who I joined his company, and so he reciprocated and joined mine. You know, we're on this $1 a year salaries.
Plus benefits.
He had worked for me at Dow, and he had created 10 apps for the executives to use. And they never had to go through the App Store, but they were executive apps. I found out they're still being used. I was happy with that, you know. So he knows the app world, right? And he's an entrepreneur as well. So I said, okay, you find a development team, you help get this going, you be the technical architect of it, and we'll get it going. And that was really critical. It wouldn't have happened. I didn't have the connections or the skills to do what he was doing.
Okay.
So, you know, that it mattered to have some of that kind of help. And then I was sitting in the fall, we hadn't put the app out yet. I was going, I need marketing help. I honestly don't know what the hell I'm going to do. And I was at Creative 360 with my wife, and we were watching what they call a flight of Broadway shows. They give you little snippets, like half-an-hour snippets of these Broadway shows.
Yep.
Fantastic. You can see what you're not seeing. Sitting with another couple that we had some commonality with. They worked for a company for a long time as well. They had been around overseas, and this person came up and said, "Oh, I'm your next door neighbor," talking to them, introducing herself to them, and then she went on to say, "Yeah, I'm working from home. I run my own digital marketing agency." And I said, "Really? Do you have a card?" And that's how I met Melissa.
Insert Melissa.
Yeah.
Enter Melissa. And I would just love to say that Broadway is the reason that this connection happened. And I think
She
that
loves
is beautiful
Broadway.
and amazing.
So
She only
you need
speaks
to go
Broadway.
to that. It's literally like probably 5 Broadway shows mixed together to the point where they don't have to like go and have legal rights.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then
they
it's
start
a
singing
flight.
a song and then they just cut it.
Well, they actually just sing songs in some
They sing
cases,
songs,
right?
but the voices, like I
They're
did
all
not
local
know
people, too.
this talent like
Yeah.
existed in Midland.
Right?
Oh, and it's local talent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's some that like
Maybe you
have
could
moved
audition.
away.
I don't sing.
I know, but maybe, what if you could lip sync? You should check.
But I did see her dancing, like your theatrical dancing on your vacation.
Oh
my
gosh.
And
Yeah.
See, you
you're
could
really
act
good.
it out.
Well,
You
I
could
didn't see
do
that.
like
Where was
let's
this?
invent this. If they sing,
It's on
Katie can act out the
Instagram.
moves for the shows.
I feel like you could stand behind and just be that like person
could.
doing the move.
I just want to be
Lyrical
a person in the
dancing,
background.
isn't that what it is? Or I don't even know.
No,
Whatever.
no. But no, lyrical dancing would be very like
Yeah.
like those throne movements.
Yes, with some things
Yeah.
that
No, that-
swirl in the air.
It'd be like improv dancing. Something
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know. I love Broadway. If I won the lotto, I would want to be like a Broadway producer. But I would want I'd have to hit like the $1 billion lotto because I want like Hugh Jackman and
Oh, jeez.
like to come to me to pitch a show.
Oh.
And like I need Katie to produce this.
I can't. I don't know what the movie is. I just saw it on one of the things a couple weeks ago with my wife, and I'll think of the name.
Yeah.
But it's a woman who wins the lottery and wants to have her own TV show, and some local down in the running. It's not doing very well. Public TV show or something gets her coming in, and then they realize that she's got hundreds of millions of dollars to spend with them.
Yeah.
And she gets her own TV show.
There you go.
Oh my God.
It's
Is this a
really-
reality
It is
show?
really cute. No, it's a. I think it's based on a true story, but
That's
it's
hilarious.
a really cute movie.
It's the future of Katie.
Right?
There you go.
That's
You
what
just
it's
have to
called.
win the
Yeah,
lotto.
That'd be a great name.
What is it?
The
future of Katie, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I'll have my own. If that happens, I'll have a reality show.
Yeah.
Meko will just fly in.
I
we'll
feel
just
like
hang out in
people
New
need
York.
to
wanna be
watch
in a
you
reality
guys and your jet setting.
I don't want people
adventures.
to know my personal shit.
You have like the best life ever.
No, I don't want people
But
to
you
see
do
behind the
like,
curtain.
behind the curtain.
I want
No,
to keep it a
real
facade.
reality shows, it's all an act for the camera. You're not, real
Oh,
life
yeah.
for me is so boring. I fell asleep on the couch at
Yeah.
7 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
I was
Really?
exhausted.
I wouldn't have thought.
Oh my
I feel like you
God.
guys are just like
Jet setting? No.
Yeah.
I sat down to watch that Grosse Point TV show with Kylie.
and then you fell
We talked
asleep.
about it. I physically couldn't keep my eyes
Yeah.
open. And I was zonked. I slept on the couch for 2.5 hours,
Oh my
like an old man.
God.
And then, like,
That's me.
no,
can't
when
do
my
that.
family had to wake me up
To go to bed.
Yeah.
Then
I
you're
can't fall
awake.
asleep on the couch. I like
Oh, I
my
do it all
husband
the
does
time.
it in 2 seconds, and I'm like, okay, you stay there. I'm gonna have a little bed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So with Parable, our like main feature that I love is the fact that, and I think you talked about it too, is being able to go find wines that I have no idea existed. I was not really like adventurous. I didn't know a Rioja existed. I didn't know there were actual like region names for wines. Maybe I'm drinking a little too much wine now.
Could be. It happens in this group.
It's okay.
But I like the capability of like taking a picture of the front and the back of a bottle and having it tell me exactly what the bottle is going to taste like, if it's going to complement like what I actually like, because I set up those preferences in the beginning. And it will help me decide when I'm out, because there's so many wines.
Yeah.
So many
It can be
to choose
overwhelming.
from. Yeah.
Well, I used it at Costco because there was I thought what I love is cabs, right? And there was nothing that I wanted at Costco. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try the Pairable app and just see the tell me about this wine feature. So I just started taking pictures of everything I didn't know. And I bought 3 wines that I would have never even looked at. And sometimes a label can throw you off. Like there's this French wine that I've discovered that I love, but because it had like colorful, weird looking planets on it, like I would have never even looked at that bottle. And it's $35, so it's just over my Tuesday wine benchmark. And it's great, and I love it. I got this Italian wine for $20. I bought 12 bottles.
Oh my
God.
Yeah.
So
I'm
good.
like, hello, this is a great Tuesday wine, and I'm going to finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know? But then it's like, oh, Chris and I will polish off too. It's like, it's a Tuesday wine.
It's a Tuesday
fine.
wine.
It's
It's
fine.
basically water.
Yeah.
So, but then there was this other French wine that I got, which was amazing. I went back to Costco the next day and they didn't have it. I was on the floor underneath the wine display, like looking to
Did
see
you
if there was a
email them?
secret case. No, I didn't.
You should email them.
Because can't you email them and like tell them that
You can
want it
request.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that before. When
should
they're
do that.
out of
I feel like you
things.
can buy a case online.
And their policy somewhere is that if they get a request for something and they get enough of it, so you just have to keep emailing
just email
them.
them
so
every
just
day.
tell me what it is. and I'll just
Then-
send it to
Because
the
it was
email.
$35 at Costco. It's like $55
Yeah.
anywhere else that I looked for it.
Nice.
So I mean, Costco was giving like you a great deal.
Yes.
Costco has
So-
whoever's doing their selection of wine is doing a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, they have we know. I mean, there's a sommelier that's got an online presence, a guy named Andre Mack, who I just love.
Oh, I
his-
started following
Yeah,
him
love
because
his
of you.
stuff.
Yeah.
He tasted all the Costco wines, all their Kirkland signature
Okay.
wines one day, and he said, for the most part, these were acceptable, good, and a couple of them were outstanding, and they're all just inexpensive by comparison.
Yeah, they're
They're
Tuesday
great.
wines.
and so
They're great.
Yeah.
Tuesday pricing, right?
Their
Tuesday,
Kirkland Reserve cab is
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
I think they source it from Washington.
Yeah.
They could.
really good.
I like the Chardonnay by Kirkland.
And their champagne's good.
No,
I
they
don't-
do have a good champagne.
Is
I
it an
don't
actual
think,
champagne though?
No, I think
Yeah, they have a
actually
champagne.
it is.
From the
It is.
Champagne
It's from
region?
Champagne.
Yes.
Oh.
They have
Champagne.
champagne,
Champagne, yeah.
and then they have like Prosecco, which is
Yeah.
the sparkling.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit champagne.
Yes.
Well, Prosecco's good for brunch, right? Sunday brunch.
But it's
for,
not made in
mimosas.
Right, but it's not champagne.
No.
But
You can't
okay,
call
so your charcuterie
Yeah.
is you
Please
can
help
do
yourselves.
all of this.
So
on
you
your
built
Pairable
this
app.
board based on the
on-
wines that you chose today, or vice versa?
I just told Parable. I said I need a Spanish theme charcuterie board with 3 cheeses, 2 meats, and I'm gonna and tell me which wines as well. Even though I
Okay.
kind of knew what wines I wanted already, and so it basically and it always gives the rest, the accoutrements. So those olives, those green olives are
Yes.
I never liked green olives.
Can I
Those
try
are the
one?
best
Right now.
in the world. Those are Castra Veltrano olives, and they're Spanish or maybe they're Italian. They could be
Thank
Italian.
you.
I don't know, but they're really good. Right?
Can we give a shout out to where you got all of your supplies?
Yeah, Eastman Party Store.
Eastman Party.
Eastman
Store.
Party
Yeah.
Store is the best in Midland, Michigan.
Yeah,
It is.
They do a set of charcuterie boards, and since I wanted something special, I just went in and got their cheeses, their meats. In fact, everything came from them except maybe the grapes. I think.
And you got the wine there too.
Oh yeah.
Why did he get him?
Well, because dogs are
This
good
is not
judges of
fair.
personality.
I will say,
Oh, I'm teasing.
Did you hear us burn?
Yeah.
but Mr. Nugget
see it.
does choose men over women.
That's ridiculous.
Because he's gay.
is
Okay,
right.
well, hi
So-
there, Mr. Nugget.
So when you're in the app, there's a lot of different capabilities that you can do. So you set like your main preferences if you want to be adventurous, if you want to have a certain price range for your bottle of wine, if you want 2 or 3 pairings, if you want wine, beer, or a cocktail. So you set all of that.
So it's not just for wine drinkers.
No.
It's for every drinker.
It's for non-alcoholic
And
drinkers, everything. So you then set up in your like actual preferences, what kind of meat you like, what kind of seafood you like, all the way down to like the pastas that you like, and if you have food allergies. So if you're gluten intolerant, which the board is gluten-free for Katie.
Thank you.
And then you actually like set like what type of wine you like and bourbons and things like that. So when you set that all up, then you go and start pairing. So there's a feature to build your own charcuterie board, which is what Dave was saying.
Yep.
And you put all those things in, it's only going to give you things that pair with what you like.
Yeah.
So it's personalized. So even when you're in a restaurant and scanning a menu, your server or sommelier is not going to know what you like. The app is going to know what you like.
Right.
So it's catered to you specifically.
That's awesome.
And we're going to go, the mobile app is just a start for us if we're lucky.
Okay.
We have to be successful.
What's step 2?
Well, step 2 is going to be working into the restaurant scene, right? So, or restaurants or Eastman Party Store. I've actually pitched GAR the idea of working with what we call a Pairable plugin. So they have a website. The Pairable plugin is just a little word that'll be on there, pairing. It'll be on their list.
Oh, cool.
When you click it, Isa, our pairing agent, will come up, knowing what they have for cheese, what they have for the the meats, the charcuterie stuff, what their wines are. You would ask it the same question you would ask the mobile app.
Yeah.
And it will tell you a charcuterie board or whatever. There she is. There's Isa. Oh, she's got a little bit of white in her hair.
Oh, she's gray from
She's
all the
graying out
stress.
from all this work. Yeah, getting through the app store really hurt her.
Last year, she's like, Dave, I can't anymore.
So the plugin is this idea that we'll whitelist the app inside of other people's places.
Okay.
So at a restaurant, if they have order out, then maybe there's a button on there where, in addition to just ordering out, you could get recommendations of what to order out, right, from the things. And for a wine shop, it would be something like I described for GAR. We also have the vision of a back office app for the restaurants.
Okay.
So imagine the restaurant is tired of people coming in with their phones and scanning their menus and stuff. They become a Pairable partner. They store their menus with us. When you walk into their restaurant, you just say, I'm here, and you don't have to scan anything.
It's updated by the actual restaurant too. So, you won't be seeing that old menu that was put on.
That's really cool. Plus
Right.
it would help with their inventory.
And on the back end, because we're using generative AI, they can take their entire menu, pair it against their favorite wine, say, take the best wine on my list against every one of these. The server could walk out with that in their hand. So when somebody asks, and it still doesn't know what you like, right? But it knows what's the best pairing on their menu for everything on their menu.
Right.
They can also say, my distributor told me I'm not going to be able to get these 3 wines anymore. Tell me 3 wines I should go after from a pairing perspective.
Yeah, similar.
Tell me things that I don't have that pair great across my menu that I could then upsell. Because the idea for restaurants, bigger ticket price. If you sell a bottle of wine instead of just the glass,
That's
they got a
less,
bigger ticket.
right?
That's better for them. They got a bigger ticket. The better for the server. They got a better tip.
Yeah.
Right. Everything goes up for them, and their profit margin goes up that way. Because selling glasses of wine is where they can lose money. They have to open a bottle, and if nobody drinks it, they throw it out, and so they can make more money that way. We think we can help them make better decisions on the backside.
And their margins on alcohol so much better than food.
Yeah.
Then the worst margins in alcohol are wine. So the best margins in alcohol are their spirits; those don't go bad.
Right.
And there's and beer is somewhere in between, and wine's the worst margins they have. So we think we can help them increase the margins of their wine. We're gonna play this spring and summer with a couple of restaurants. We have a couple in mind already, and that we're working with. Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait.
That can we say?
Well, we already have that. Yeah, you can talk about that.
Can we?
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you can say.
So we'll see. I don't think they'll get us in trouble. But,
Yeah.
We have a friend, Dave Dittenber, who owns DRI.
Oh, sure. I
love
He
him.
has molasses here in Midland. He has the Tavern 101 in Bay City, which is the newest place, I think, and then Old City Hall, which is right across the street over there. So we're going to be working with DRI pretty soon to see what we could do maybe with them as a restaurant.
Sure.
We've outreached, as I said, to Eastman Party Store to see if we could maybe have our plug-in go into their shop first and see if it works there. And these outreaches are not I mean, we're not trying to sell yet. We're trying to learn. And as we do the outreach and learn, then we'll create the product that
Are you
sells.
hoping that the app would have the capability if I go into a restaurant and you take pictures of the menu and all that kind of stuff, that would stay on the app so the next person doesn't have to do that with the menu?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we call that crowdsourcing menu.
Yeah.
So we will eventually allow all of the mobile users, we already keep what you scan, so we know what you scanned. We have to determine if you scanned the whole menu before we offer it to the next person.
Sure.
And then we have to determine when you scanned the menu to know if we want to, if you scanned it 2 years ago and the next person comes in, do we really want to offer that menu to them? They've probably changed, most restaurants change their menu 3 times a year. Maybe we don't even offer it, or maybe we offer it and let them.
Or you have like an asterisk that says this menu is 2 years old. Yeah.
Right. But if it's 2 weeks ago and it was a full menu, we absolutely want to offer it. It's not in the first version, but it'll be there. And then if we can work with the restaurants so that on the map part of the app, instead of a little flag, it comes with a flag with a P. You're in New York City. You bring up the restaurants. You say, oh, there's a Pairable Partner restaurant just down the street. I'm going there. Now you're done. You don't have to do any scanning. You're going to be using the app there.
I mean, what would be genius between the Pairable app and my Find Me Gluten-Free app?
Yeah,
I mean, I would get all my favorite restaurants everywhere I go.
Maybe we can.
Yeah, you should work with
figure that out.
You know who needs your app?
Who?
The club.
Well, they do. Here's okay. But as
I don't know. Can I say that out loud? They do.
But here, as a member of the club, let me tell you what I do. I do this with a lot.
I mean, they do. They are kind of like.
I use it at the club. Yeah, I've discovered a couple of fun
wines.
wines.
Sorry,
not
I'm
have to scan every time.
Go for it. Here's another wine too.
Yeah, we haven't.
With the Tuesday
and I'm going to show you how to
wine,
open this Tuesday wine in a second.
Oh yeah. You need to show us how to do with your fancy opener.
Just back to but any place you go regularly right now, while we don't have this saved capability of the menus, take the menus, take either pictures of the menus or go ahead on their website ahead of time and get pictures of the menus into your phone library. If you have an iMac and you have an iPhone, it's easy.
Yeah.
Just get those into and put them in a folder. So I have a folder on my thing called Midland Country Club. It's got the 3 pages of the menu and the 4 or 5 pages of the wine list right there.
Okay.
And then I
save
just
it. The challenge is they change it every
but they just
weeks,
changed,
right?
and I just I have it in with Tyler, so he gives me the new one, and then I put in there. But it's the fastest way is not scanning in the menu.
Yeah.
It's to have scanned pictures that you're
right,
loading
because
in.
then you could get
so
the
if you
light
save
and
them-
all that.
Yeah, because
If you're going out with friends, you can like download the restaurant menu
Yeah.
before you go. You can pair,
Yeah.
figure out what you want, and then you're taking that whole figuring out time where you want to actually be talking.
Yeah, that's my husband's favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I always talk, and then the server comes back. Are you ready to order? No.
Yeah.
Like
5 more
minutes.
minutes.
And and I've learned cool things. We have a couple places in Boyne City because we have a place up there. There's a beer place that has chalk beers. They have 30 some chalk, handwritten on chalk on the wall. I take a picture. I only like in beers. I really only like lagers and pilsners and kolsches. I don't really like IPAs or any of the fruit beers or any of the sours or any of these things. And usually they have a whole, place with 30 beers is going to have a bunch, right? I take a picture and I say, tell me which of these are ales, are lagers and pilsners and kolsches.
And it can read a chalkboard?
It reads a chalkboard and tells me the
That's
name,
impressive.
the price, it's the thing that we're using that the tech team figured out, our scanning software, whatever it is, and I don't know what it is in the background. You
don't want to know how the sausage is made.
I don't. In this particular case, I just know the sausage is made better than I have some commercial apps from some big companies that that some guy named Gates used to run. That aren't as good.
I've heard of
I'm
him.
happy with what we have.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, but you can do that kind of thing. So narrowing is a kind of when you get a wine list that's 4 pages.
Yeah.
Or like I'm looking forward to going over to Tavern 101. They have 54 beers on tap.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Now,
I didn't realize it was
that's
such a beer place.
choice fatigue, right? What the hell am I even
Well, that's why
looking at,
Costco
right?
only gives you a choice of 3 in every category
Yeah.
because of choice fatigue.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's too overwhelming and you're
didn't
looking at
realize that.
50 kinds of toilet paper and you're like, I don't know what I need to wipe my butt.
Yeah.
The nice thing about wine is there's 10,000 different flavors that people have identified that could be in a wine. You can't taste 10,000. I can't. I certainly can't taste 10,000. But there's so much variety that even if they take out somebody else's brand and they have their brand, they've done enough work to make that brand really good. And for the price, it's, they do a really nice job.
Yeah, they do a nice job.
So Parable was built off of a love of wine, but we really want to stress that mixed drinks, beers, like champagne, champagne.
Pairing theory is the same.
And then non-alcoholic too. Like if there's any mocktails on the menu, it's going to pair how that tastes with the dish that you like.
That's so cool.
So it's not just wine.
Nope.
Even though we love wine.
Yes.
Yeah. And that pairing theory, is there's largely two theories. When you're pairing food and wine, you find something in a food and you find the same thing in the wine and you double down. So you get a nice creamy clam chowder or something, right? And then you get a creamy white wine like a Chardonnay that's been oaked. That's got that buttery flavor. And you're basically saying, I like the buttery flavor. I'm going to double down and I'm going to have that twice and it's going to be good. And there's a lot of those that work. The other is what's called complementary, which sounds like they would be going together, but they're kind of the yin yang. Right?
Okay.
So there you take a creamy bechamel sauce on something. It covers your tongue. You go, wow, that was great. Then you take a crisp white wine and just take all that fat off your tongue, right? And you get the next bite is just as good as the first bite, right? So those two theories, doubling down or doing the kind of opposites attract thing, are the two main theories of pairing that exist. If you read that book, Salt, Fat, Heat, Acid, bestseller from a woman about cooking, she talks very much about pairing theory and how it kind of comes together. And
so is it more preference or is it?
Well, then there's preference. Do you like it? You don't like Riesling. Any sommelier would cringe when you say that because they think of Riesling as the most pairable wine in the world. But most people have had Rieslings that had residual sugar in them and they don't like the residual sugar. Nowadays, probably 80% of the Rieslings made are being made dry, completely dry. And then they pair incredibly well with food, for whatever reason, especially with hot, Southeast Asian food. If you've got spicy food, you actually want a Riesling with a little bit of sugar left in it.
Okay.
Because that sugar will tame if you took your favorite Cabernet and added it to something that's really hot, you're taking the alcohol and the dryness, and you're maybe doubling down at a level where you're ruining both of them.
Yeah.
Right?
I will say I've had my favorite wines with just random food, and then it doesn't taste fantastic.
You can ruin your dinner.
Yeah.
Just completely with the wrong drink and the wrong food together.
So, but Riesling was the introduction to wine for my husband and I, right? Like that was went to a Grand Traverse, wine tasting kind of thing. And we're like, this wine is amazing. And then Chris had a friend who lived in Missouri that opened a winery based off of animals that he shot in Africa. Yeah. And he would just send us cases of wine. We had no idea what we were drinking, but the Riesling was our favorite.
Okay.
But then it was just kind of over time, you'd meet somebody else and they'd be like, "Oh, we really enjoyed this wine." So it was a gateway. It was a gateway, and it was a conversation between the two. But then I was always a big vodka drinker. Well, then Tito and I got into a little bit of a fight. And I was kind of like, "Oh, maybe I have an off switch with wine, right?"
Yeah.
So, but then we became friends with Meko and Randy, who are huge wine drinkers. And then all of a sudden, Chris and I went on a wine journey and never looked back.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we're partial to Napa Valley wines just because we lived in Southern California. Yeah. So, but we've discovered other wines, Italian wines, Spanish wines, French wines that we are starting to love too. And I do love Oregon wines.
Yeah. Oregon has it's the second best terroir in the world for Pinot Noir. So they had this, I don't know what it's called, the something shift. I mean, we're talking 100,000 years ago, some sediment came down from the Rocky Mountains, covered them with something that makes them have
driest impact. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so they have the soil, and next to Burgundy, France, they're probably the most famous now Pinot Noir wine region in the world. And what you notice is the ones who are being successful in Oregon are buying properties in Burgundy.
Okay.
The ones in Burgundy are buying properties in Oregon because they're having, they're
similar.
just having the same. They're smart. They want to have the wines in both places.
Yeah.
So Oregon's got that going for it. Napa has in one valley 90% of the soil terroirs that the world has in wine in one valley. They have this amazing thing that allows them to grow pretty much anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's and that's their, and of course their Cabernets are legendary.
Yeah.
They won that famous award in '76 where they beat the French in a blind tasting with French judges outside of Paris.
Didn't they make a movie about that?
Yeah, it's a great movie too.
I forgot what the name of it is.
It's called Bottle Shock.
Yes.
Okay.
Chris Pine.
I like Chris Pine.
And then the guy who was the president in Independence Day, Bill Pullman.
Oh, yes.
So he's the dad. Chris Pine's his son. It's a great movie, but it's a true story about how French wine got put on their ear. Because before that they said, well, you can grow any grape you want. You can have our grapes. You can grow them, but you don't have our soil. And if without our soil and our years of experience, you just can't do it. And then they had this competition and they lost with British judges.
Yeah.
And then they redid the competition 20 years later, and they lost again in the same
Yeah,
circumstance.
I forgot. It's a really good movie.
Yeah,
So
I've never seen it.
it really opened up. It really is considered to be maybe the one thing that made everybody realize that wine could be grown in a lot more places in the world than France. And so it's a cool movie too. It's well done.
How do you feel about Michigan wines?
They're getting better every day. First of all, the Northern Michigan
PR
has
answer.
interesting terroir. They have. I was listening to a guy who's got a winery over on Leelanau Peninsula, and he has two plots that are not more than a mile away from each other, and the difference from low to high temperature on the same day in these two plots is dramatically different.
Really?
And because of that, he's growing different grapes a mile apart because they want different ones to grow. So I think, they're still trying to figure out which grapes to grow. When they started, they were trying to grow European grapes that needed more sun, and only Riesling because it's a cool climate wine was, and they make some outstanding Rieslings in Northern Michigan.
Yeah.
If you don't like them, that doesn't help you, but they make those, right? They're starting to make some cooler climate red wines. So there's some red wines that are from Austria and Germany.
They're a little
Blaufränkisch.
Yeah, they're a little-
No, make them dry.
Oh,
But in between, what they did was they were trying to use these engineered grapes, right? There's three universities: Cornell, University of Minnesota, and University of California, somewhere that do wine research, and they've done hybrid grapes. And these hybrid grapes are trying to make grapes that'll last through the cold winters, and the vines will last through the cold winters. And so these hybrid grapes have their own names, and there are some that Marquette in Northern Michigan grows, and a couple of others. And I just don't think they're as good as
It just doesn't sound good. Hybrid grapes.
well.
It sounds like those wolves that are made in a petri dish.
right?
Yeah. Boy.
The dire wolf
They're
and
actually
the
so
hybrid grape.
Cute. Did you
They're
see
cute. They're fluffy.
Well, maybe you can only
They're
feed
probably
them
deadly.
hybrid grapes so that they don't, take over the world and
I
eat
don't
all
think
of
they're
us.
going to. They literally look like they took the coloring out of a gray wolf to bring it back.
Well, no, they did genetic. They tried to redo the genome. I was just reading this either today or yesterday, and this is Jurassic Park. This is what Michael Crichton talked about, right? Doing.
Holy shit.
It's not exactly the same. They didn't take frog DNA and try to put it into the, but whatever they did, they have reproduced an animal that was extinct for 10,000 years. Now they want to do the woolly mammoth.
No.
But that's the thing. People are going to try to do the next big thing, literally.
Oh my God.
And the next thing you know, a T-Rex is going to be walking down the street and it's the Flintstones all over again.
The woolly mammoth in Alaska, this guy has this boneyard. Have you heard of him?
No.
I forgot his name. It's called Boneyard, Alaska or something. And he has woolly mammoth bones all over his property. It's tons of property. And he's like, come get it. Like, you have to, I don't think you can just go there and show up, but he wants you to, he's like, they're all over my property.
That's crazy.
That's why he keeps it his property.
I read somewhere a long time ago the reason people would love to bring the woolly mammoth back is, first of all, they fertilize a lot. Okay, and
Obviously, it's a massive
What do you mean they
animal.
like shit a
Poop.
lot?
Yeah. They create a lot of fertilizer, and so they actually almost create grass plains, and so in places that don't have grass plains now.
Okay.
They could regenerate the grass plains that they had back then from the animals.
Okay, but
I
what
think
is
you're
the
right, Katie. It's a
damage
little-
of this giant animal roaming the
know, I
earth?
think it's
Oh,
a
Melissa
little-
needs more wine.
Well, I think we
Well-
need to try the white.
Okay, we can try the
Oh,
white.
yeah.
So
Okay.
And I
you
think
said
we
the
need
white
to
was a
eat.
Tuesday wine?
Yeah,
Is it the Tuesday wine that you-
Sure, it's another Tuesday wine. This,
Okay. Well, okay.
Wait, no.
Let's be honest, Dave.
Yeah,
Price point. Let-
$12 at Gars at Eastman.
Okay, so
This
that's
is
100% Tuesday wine.
This is more.
Well, that's
Okay.
like a $25 or $30 wine. So
$30.
that's not-
That's $25, $30.
Gars.
Yeah,
At
it's-
Eastman,
it's-
I'm
very
buying
good.
10 when I leave.
No, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah. All right.
Tell Gar to get the cases.
We
ready.
need the cases ready.
So-
Chris,
so-
you need to try this. It's amazing.
We need to
Yeah.
clean out our glasses though. We can't mix the red and the white.
Oh yeah, we'll have
What?
to fix that.
What?
Hold on.
Meko's like, yes, we
do
can.
that.
We can do that. We can get pink wine. We can get rosé.
We're not that fancy.
So this is a wine called Verdejo,
Okay.
and it's Spanish. It's from an area called Rudia.
Okay.
It's probably one of the best white pairing wine. It pairs across all sorts of foods incredibly well.
What does it taste like?
It's going to be a little, probably, it's not as grassy as a Sauvignon Blanc. It's probably not as acidic, so it may be a little bit more like Pinot Grigio in that regard.
Okay.
If it's at all like Chardonnay, it'd be like an unoaked Chardonnay, not like an oaky one. So it's
So not
got
crazy buttery. or
not
anything like
buttery.
that.
You know,
No.
this is a 2020, so it's this can age though. Verdejo is one of the
Okay.
few white wines that can age so that if you pick up a bottle that's 5 or 6 years old, you're not going, oh, it's already done. Because most white wines, whenever they put them out in the bottle, 1 to 2 years, drink them fast.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you judgy over cork versus screw top?
Not anymore.
Okay.
So this is the only reason. If you're buying a wine that's going to be stored for 10 years, you want to have a real cork because the real cork lets just a little bit of oxygen in, lets those tannins soften, it's ideal for that. If you're going to drink it, if it's a Tuesday wine,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's red or white, and you're going to drink it, that easily. These new modern screw tops they're better than a cork at blocking
it seals
the
it
oxygen.
completely.
Okay.
They're so technical. There's probably 20 pieces of technology that go into that cork, right?
Interesting.
And you don't have to have a wine opener, right?
There you go. Yeah.
You're open.
Nothing
Wine on the
wrong.
go.
And you put it back on, right? Which is even
drink
better.
on the go,
Goes back
right?
in
Like
your
we like
refrigerator,
it.
it goes back on.
Right.
So, that's kind of a nice thing about that one.
All right,
So-
who's
we
ready
could-
for this?
All right.
Well, hold,
Yeah,
please.
we could do a pause for a refill, and if
Okay.
you want to fill your plate. If you enjoy our banter as much as we do, show us some love. Like, rate, follow, and share us with your soul sisters, your friends, acquaintances, random strangers on the street, your mortal enemy, and your family. And hey, tell us what you want our next episode to be about. It's like it's girls' night, but it's for all of us. Cheers to laughter, insights, and moments that matter. Let's keep this party going. Yeah.
You watched Yellowstone?
Yellowstone, yeah.
Did you see the end of 23?
Oh my God.
What the hell is this writer?
Don't talk about it yet.
You can
No.
talk about it. I don't.
What
Don't.
is
No.
Taylor Sheridan
No.
thinking
Sir,
with the British
ending?
wife?
don't even say anything.
How can you put somebody for the entire season through that much grief and then
Right?
And then
That's
she
the
dies.
thing
that
I
way.
kept saying.
What are you talking
Did she
about,
die?
Meko?
I don't know. I don't
haven't
watch it. I will
watched
never
yet.
watch it. I don't like that
You
little
can
era.
still,
I don't like that
You
era.
can still watch it because the thing is, there's not going to be another season of 1923
Oh.
because
Yeah.
the next thing's going to be 1944.
I only
and
watch
that's how they
movies-
play it.
I'm sorry.
By-
Why?
because
They
he
just do
plays
it.
it by
Taylor Sheridan's doing his whole-
his multi-generation
Yeah.
situation.
But I thought that was unfair. I mean, a lot of people die in this series, but
Stop it.
I'm
It's like Game of Thrones. It's
but
like,
I'm
like the
sorry.
Red Wedding.
This is like the whole
Yeah.
season is one after another of feeling sorry.
And the
for this
last
lady, right?
episode is an hour and a half long, and
Yeah.
you're like, well, I kept going, I have to pee and fill my water. I have to pee and fill my water.
You can't
so
put
finally,
pause?
Well, finally I hit pause and I was like, holy shit, there's still 40 minutes left. I'm like, I have to go to
Yeah.
sometimes
It's painful to watch that
It's
episode.
so
Sometimes
painful.
they do, like, I hate shows that constantly put someone that can't catch a break in life.
But
Well,
there's
you would-
multiple people in this season that can't catch
I
a
mean,
break.
Do a
that
lot of
Right,
people die
right,
since
right.
stress me out.
1823? A lot of people die. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
1923?
1923.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, people died back then all the time.
No, I
They,
know.
they did. It's a
So
rough.
there's like big gunfire, just like random
No.
in the fairway.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
No,
boom,
it's a
boom.
rough.
Weird.
It was a rough time and a rough place. But even then, this woman's character is like this woman's character is like picked on. I'm like, Taylor Sheridan needs to go see a psychologist. I mean, it's like, seriously, man, you are really being mean here.
Well, and then Chris would make comments like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be great to live back then?
No.
Like such a simple life. And I go, his wife couldn't even take the horse and buggy to the post office because she might get like kidnapped and. No, I do not want to live back then at all.
Yeah.
So
First of all, you were like you were literally the woman, and I'm not the woman in the kitchen. Like I cannot if I'm
The little woman.
I love being like Martha Stewart, like with what stuff that I do. I like make macarons and like I do fun stuff, but like I have to work.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, I was always that person too.
Yeah.
But so I didn't like Little House on the Prairie.
The original?
The original
Yeah.
with Laura Ingalls. My mom used to make me watch. She loved it. So any show that's like beyond,
Okay.
You don't like it.
like the Happy Days were kind of like my threshold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah.
So anything beyond Fonzie,
So,
I'm out.
So you
So
don't
one-
like Bridgerton?
No.
I love
but
Bridgerton.
one that you might want to watch now
So good.
is called Bosch. Have you ever watched Bosch?
Randy
like
watched Bosch.
Now
No?
it's
Oh,
Bosch.
you didn't.
Bosch, where his daughter's in. He's retired now, and they just did 3 seasons with him retired, and his daughter's a policeman now from the original Bosch. It's called Bosch Legacy,
Okay.
and it's streaming on Prime right now.
Okay.
It's just as good as Bosch was. It's very well put together episodes that solve about 3 things each year, each season.
Love that.
You know, it's really it's well done. It's really good stuff.
You know what was interesting when we were in Mexico? There was a channel that was all like Criminal Minds, CSI,
Yeah.
CSI Las Vegas,
Yeah.
CSI Miami.
They got a lot of 'em.
All of them, and it wasn't like it was a series going through. They would just put like random shows on, and then Chris had like a Christmas Hallmark movie on.
Oh
like
my
one
God.
night while we were getting ready, I'm like, this is so random.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen the things where they take a set of starts, a set of middles, and a set of endings, and then they say, okay, there's comedians that do this. They go, now take these 3 starts, these 3 middles, this 3 ends, put them together, and you have 152 Hallmark movies.
Oh, for sure, right?
It's the same story, pretty much.
I
each
can't do
time.
Hallmark
Yeah.
movies. They are so cringy.
They're the same formula.
Yeah.
And
They
it's
are all
always
the same formula.
same
It's a Frida
people.
McFadden book.
It is. It
But
is.
you-
But what's happening is Netflix and everybody's tapping into it, and they're adding a little bit of kissing
But
and a
what-
little bit of extra.
What's your
The extras
favorite
needed.
reality show?
Ooh, my favorite reality show.
Yeah.
You better say the right one. And there's a new one coming out that I have to tell you about.
Oh yeah.
So
it's the
mine's
kids.
The New York one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mine's The Voice, and you go with The Voice.
Oh.
The Voice is a reality show.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
manufactured
My husband
Yeah.
loves
BS,
that
right?
too.
And it's about singing. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. But do you know the guy that we have to blame or credit for this entire genre?
Simon Cowell.
Probably older. No, it's older
Andy
than Simon
Cohen?
Cowell.
No, it
Older
literally
than
started
Andy
from
Cohen.
Laguna Beach.
Oh no, way before Laguna Beach.
Laguna
Okay.
Beach was the beginning.
Okay,
of
I'll tell you
reality
Star
what.
Search?
Do you remember? You guys aren't old enough
Ed
to remember.
McMahon.
Do you remember the Gong Show?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
Gong Show. Chuck Barris, the guy who
Yes.
was on there, he invented. He's credited with
That's a game
inventing
show.
reality TV. By reality TV, I mean
You're-
TV
you're
where
so
you
young
don't
at
pay
this point, you
scripts.
don't know, yeah.
You don't pay for scripts. You
Yeah.
have people get together and you tell them what to generally do, and then you film the heck out of it. And you didn't pay for scripts, and you just have this stuff that you edit together.
Okay.
That's what he is credited with, kind of inventing in the 70s with the Gong Show.
Yeah.
Because before that, everything was, there was a writers guild, and
Scripted.
everybody had to have the writers and the head writers and the
Yeah.
lower writers, and the writers cost money. And if you want it, and he started making TV that you could just throw
Interesting.
crap on with the Gong Show. And he's literally credited with you kind of started this whole thing. Now it's gone lots of directions
Yeah. Sure.
from him, but yeah, Chuck Barris and the Gong Show. If you remember, he would be the guy in the hat, pointing his finger at. That wasn't Dan the Mattress Man. That's local. There was a guy.
That'd be
there was-
amazing,
But
though.
there was a guy like something.
I just remember the
Gene
big
the
gong.
dancing machine.
Okay.
Yes.
Gene the dancing
Yes.
machine.
So I remember the Gong. I remember
Really?
that, but I'm.
You must have been
You must
2 years
find
old.
Game
I'm
No,
No, they played
39.
reruns for
Okay.
a while.
At the end of
Yeah.
the month, I'm 39. Like I'm not far off from you, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like we.
So I'm definitely
I-
older than you, but yeah.
But not far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 6 years.
That's not far.
Yeah.
It's closer than it is.
That's awesome for you. Anyway, I thought saw the reality show genre started with MTV, The Real World.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would.
Well,
Yes.
probably the current version of the house and the people coming together.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's. But the whole idea of not having to have scripts and paid
7
writers
people
and do stuff.
chosen to live in the house.
Wasn't it?
Where they
kid-
stop being polite and start getting real.
Oh wow!
Love it.
It was
They
the
had
kid that
every
passed away. That was like huge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, one of them like
Passed away
they're
from
old.
AIDS.
They're probably my age. You
Yeah.
know, like that started it because they were all
Yeah.
in
New York.
college, or graduated from college. Yeah, in New York.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first one New York? That's
Now,
originated.
So what do
did
you think of
watch
the white
Laguna
one?
Beach?
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I like it, but I'm gonna go with a Sauvignon Blanc over a Chardonnay.
One of
That's
the one of the blog posts that I've written, but I don't think it's been posted yet for our site, is about how wines get trashed. Right? How did Riesling get trashed?
not yet.
How did Chardonnay become anything
Merlot.
but Chardonnay? How did Merlot lose its thing? Sideways helped, but maybe not as much as people think. And it's a lot of times it's something just became popular. It became so popular, it became ubiquitous. It became ubiquitous. Then there's some schlock that gets made, right?
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh my God, this is. Some people think of Pinot Grigio as nothing more than a Tuesday wine. There's never going to be a Pinot Grigio that wasn't worth.
That's like
pouring
the
down
housewife
bottle,
wine
right?
to me, the
right?
Pinot Grigio, yeah.
Except there are some. If you go to northern Italy, if you're in northern Italy,
Yeah.
do not bat your eye at getting a Pinot Grigio. They're going to be, fantastic and pair
Wait, is
with
it
the
because
food.
it's
and-
colder?
It's just because they're still making it in styles that are like fantastic, and they're pairing it with the food. The one place I don't think Pairable will sell that much is in Italy, because in Italy, you just walk into whatever restaurant you're at and you go, "Are you making wine out back? If it's white,
Yes.
just give me the red.
yeah.
The
Making out
$2
back?
the $2
Yes.
red wine that's local
Really?
will be. My daughters were. I had turned them all into wine snobs. Then they all did their European trips, into college.
study abroads.
And study abroads. And I said, when you go to Europe, when you go to Italy, don't get wine snobby with them. Do not start, just go in, decide what you guys are having to eat, and decide the red or the white, and have the local, like, $2 a bottle
Yeah.
wine.
And you'll love
And
it.
Jillian came back and said, "Oh my God, Dad, the wine for $2 a bottle.
Yeah.
In most, now it's probably $5 a bottle or something, but it's been made for hundreds of years in the same valley as
Yes.
the food that's been grown, and it's
Same
like it
soil.
just goes together. It's like
So we took a cooking class in Sorrento.
okay,
And we're at these people's house, their farm. So we sourced all of our, went to their garden, picked tomatoes, picked the basil,
Nice.
made all the food that we were going to have for dinner. It was just our family, and went into their wine cellar and had the wine that they grew on their property. It was called Charlie's Wine.
Nice.
We're like, this is fantastic. Everybody's drinking it, paired well with whatever we were eating. We're like, we're going to order a case of it. Brought it home. We're like, I can't even open the bottle.
Really?
It's gross. So
no.
I think two things. I think we're on vacation wine time.
yeah, that helps sometimes.
And
cloud the
also,
palate.
however, it was paired with the food that we were eating, because we made our own pasta too.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. But it's got to be the scene, the setting, the food you're eating.
Yeah.
All
So you
of
didn't
it.
finish it? You didn't?
My
No, we turned it into wine that we cook with.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
My wife went up to Chateau Chantel one time with some friends, and
Which is a terrible name for a winery, don't you agree?
yeah, I think so. But she called and said, we're just trying this Malbec up here, and I'm gonna bring some home." And I was like, "No!" I mean, Malbec needs 3,000 growing degree days. The temperature has to be high. We have 1,500 or 1,800 in Traverse City.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to make a Malbec there, okay?
Yeah.
It's not going to be good. Well, it turns out she brought it home. It was good. I'm like, what the hell? Grown in Argentina, in the space where they
Bring
grow
the
it,
grapes in.
shipped here and
Yeah.
made into wine in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, well, that's cheating, but
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine. It was good. They know how to make the wine.
Chateau Chantel did that?
Yeah.
So they basically didn't make their own wine.
Well, they
Made
make
the
it.
wine.
They make
just
other
bought
wines.
the
got
They
the
made
grapes.
their wine. They
Yeah.
got their grapes sourced from
That is kind of
So
shady.
when
not
they,
on property.
So
Yeah.
when they source grapes, how do they store the grapes until they're gonna make it into wine?
That I don't know. I mean,
they'll go bad, right?
it probably depends. There's probably in a big vat. Maybe they're even letting it. I can't imagine they're letting it ferment yet. You know, I can't imagine they're splitting them open and letting them ferment until they get to where they want to have the vessel to, you know, to do that in. So
Maybe we should go there and ask them.
Maybe we should. Like, do they let it sit out in their soil? You know what I mean? Like, how do they do it with grapes? Because I've heard that from several places.
What is the process, though? You're saying something about like cutting it in half.
So,
like
so when you take red wine grapes, you pick them. They throw them in these bins, usually hand picked if it's a nice vineyard, because they can sort and take out the bad grapes. Then they go in. They get dumped into a thing that has these big augers with metal blades on it, but they just spin and they cut open the grapes. They're just letting the juice start to run. Then there's native yeasts on the thing. So if you get the people who are now into biodynamic wine and natural wine means they're not adding any yeast that's commercially produced. They're using the native yeasts that are on the grapes to do the fermentation. So that starts to ferment, and then they separate, and put them into the vat. And now you have them in the vat, and the juice sinks to the bottom, and the cap is the skins. And then they pour over. They take, for red wine, it's about 3 to 4 weeks to ferment red wine, about 2 weeks to ferment white wine. They pour over the wine over the top of the cap, bleaching out the color over and over again until they get the color the way they want it. There's a lot of science in making wine, right? Sure. So, but the red wine is made that way, and after that 4 weeks, they're measuring every day to see how much sugar is left in the wine. These wine grapes start with 22 to 28% sugar in the juice, and then they just take it out. The yeast turns it into alcohol and carbon dioxide, and they blend it. They take the carbon dioxide out, and they control the temperature, and then they're done when they get to the level of sugar they want, which is literally almost zero. I mean, a dry white wine means less than 9 grams of sugar per liter, which means a bottle would have less than 7 grams, which means a glass would have like 1 gram of sugar, 1 to 2.
See, the misconception is white wine is very sugary. It's not.
And it's not. If it's dry, it's in the same range of that. And if it's bone dry, and a lot of this is probably bone dry. This is probably 2 grams for the whole liter, so it'd be less than a tenth or a half a gram per glass or something, right?
Chug a lug, let's go.
And that one might be 5 or something.
So
but
keto
still
friendly.
They're both. Yeah, they're. I mean, you compare it to energy bar.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like 6 or 7 times
and
as
that's
much.
fake sugar anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to compare it to, but so that's how they make red wine. White wine, they just separate the skins so that they don't get the color. They press it, and then again they ferment until they're done with with Riesling. Sometimes they ferment and then they stop fermentation with a little bit of sugar in it. They call it off dry usually, which is 9 to 18 grams of sugar per liter. Same with Chenin Blanc. So if you ever have Chenin Blanc, you have to is this dry or off dry? And if you don't like off dry wine, then you have to make sure your Rieslings, your Chenin Blancs are dry, but Chardonnay's always dry. This Verdejo's always dry. There's not that many wines that they make that they leave sugar in. Other than the dessert wines, the ports, which are really sugary.
And the Boone's Farm.
And the Boone's Farm. Well, can't talk to what Boone's Farm does. They're,
You
that's
never
not
did
wine.
slap the bag in college?
What's that?
Oh my gosh, you
Slap
never.
the bag?
That sounds
like that belongs on another version of the podcast.
So you don't have a pool? Do you have a pool? Okay. If you go to a pool, I feel like you have to experience this in your life at some point. You get one of the boxed wine bags, and you're at the pool, and you just take, somebody's holding it, and you slap the bag and open it and pour it in your mouth.
Okay.
That sounds.
I mean, it's fun.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Sounds like beer bongs in the past.
I think black box wine actually isn't that bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When have you had it?
When I go to Ethan's place, that's the wine he has there.
That's where I always get the white when I'm getting my nails. And
I get the red, and I don't think it's bad at all.
Oh.
No.
I never drink wine when I'm there.
No, I always get wine.
I go at 10 in the morning.
You can still have wine.
I go late in
I'm
the
drinking
day.
wine next to you when we go early.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to play a round of sip or skip.
Okay.
So basically, it's kind of a little bit of like a like a fast pace. It's just going to be pairing something with a drink and food, or just an idea of something that's trending. And I just need to know if you sip or skip. So Dave, first.
Okay.
You.
I'm ready.
Champagne with pizza.
Skip.
Okay.
Martinis before noon.
Yes.
So sip. Yes. All right. Dave, wine in a can, criminal or convenient?
You have
I've never had it. I'm going to say convenient.
Okay.
I really don't know.
I just
Yeah,
want one.
I feel like that's a polite skip, but the convenience exists.
So if
you
you,
know,
go to,
credit.
is it Texas Roadhouse that we have?
Yeah. Logan's.
Logan's. If you go there, they only have wine in a can now. They don't even carry bottles.
Really?
I mean, if it's a wine that's
wasn't
not
very
supposed to
good.
age, yeah, it's probably
It was not very good.
okay.
Cocktails with eggs, fancy or frightening?
Fancy.
Yeah, so fancy.
Sip.
Yes. All right, Dave, tequila and tacos or whiskey and wings?
Tequila and tacos.
Yes.
Made for each
Me
other.
too.
Melissa, a splash of soda in your red wine, Italian chic or instant regret?
Regret.
I agree.
I would agree with you on that. All right, Dave,
Yeah.
I think I know what you're going to say,
Uh-oh.
but using your app on a first date to pick a drink, is it a power move or too much?
Well, I haven't had a first date in a long, long time, and I'm not looking forward to one. So I think I would say it's a power move.
There you
just
go.
For the heck of
Okay.
it. You know.
Okay, dessert wine, sweet heaven or a sugar bomb?
I'm going to have to go with Sugar Mom. I'm just like, I don't feel like it's wine. It's just straight sugar.
But when I hear dessert wine, all I think about is Can't Buy Me Love. And they're at the party and he's like, it says right here, it is a dessert wine.
So
yes.
the pairing idea with dessert wines is that the wine should be sweeter than the dessert. If it's not, the wine, then don't have wine
Yeah.
for dessert, because the wine will taste metallic and flat if it's not sweeter than
Yeah.
the dessert.
I
very
can
So-
do coffee with dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but like port, port
Yeah.
and chocolate,
Yeah.
they're made for each other. I
Okay.
mean, port you have in these little sippy
Yeah,
cups,
I've never,
right?
I don't know.
it's,
Well, I think at like a wine tasting I've had port.
So Randy's
but-
Canadian, so they do ice wine.
yeah,
Ice?
Yeah.
Oh,
ice
they
wine.
put ice in the wine?
No.
No,
This is
the
wine.
grapes
The
are
grapes are
frozen.
frozen.
Grapes are
on
frozen,
the- yeah.
and
Oh.
they pick it at a particular temperature at a
Yum.
particular time of the day, and it's before it defrosts all the way. It's a whole
Is it really
scientific
good?
process. No, I hate it.
but
I
it's sweet.
hate
But it's
sweet
sweet.
wine.
It's sweet. It's a
It's
sweet
very,
dessert
very
wine.
expensive.
And it's in
Because
little
it's
bottles.
Because of the
labor
process,
intensive.
yeah.
What you'll notice about most sweet wine is
interesting.
in little bottles, half bottles, third bottles,
Yeah.
because you're only supposed to have a little bit. It's not like you're supposed
Yeah,
to drink
you're
a
not
gallon of
counting it.
this of
Like an
the sweet
airport
wine.
pour.
Yeah, and
Or a carry pour.
even not even that. Maybe a couple shots worth or whatever. But that's it's just supposed to go with it. But my daughter Jillian, she was into Detroit with my wife, and they went to see Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Oh,
Saturday.
fun.
And they went out to some fancy restaurant in Detroit, and it was a paired meal thing.
Yeah.
They got to dessert, and Jillian just turns to the waiter and goes, "Look, what's the wine you have paired with dessert? If it's sweet, I don't want it. Just bring me the thing I just had that was red and whatever." He goes, "But that won't pair well." She goes, "I know what I like, and I don't like sweet wines, so that's it."
See?
So she got a repeat.
Girl after my
instead,
heart.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, frozen cocktails in winter, sip or skip?
Oh, I would skip.
Yeah.
Same. Wine slushies at a winery, fun or a felony?
Felony.
Hot cocktails after 9 p.m. Is it cozy or a coma?
The only hot cocktail I ever have is like if I have a cold or something, my wife will make me a
Like a hot toddy.
hot toddy, and,
Yeah.
and boy, a hot toddy is great. So I would say whatever the good thing was.
Yeah,
there.
cozy.
Cozy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Putting ice in your white wine, refreshing or illegal?
Girl, no judgment.
Yeah. Are you a victim of that?
So what? I feel like there's a time and place for ice in your wine. Okay, if you buy it and you're like, I'm ready to drink this, and it's not sitting cold, like
agree.
I don't want to wait an hour for it to get cold enough for me to drink. So I go with ice.
Dude, when we were on our trip at the end of the week, the
You
red
have to
wine
in
was tasting like vinegar. I didn't want any more tequila. I was doing white wine with ice and club soda, spritzers all the way.
Ooh, I love spritzers.
That is a summer go-to. It's refreshing. And I feel like you can have a little bit of extra because it's cut with club soda.
Do you know who has good spritzers? And they do Aperol spritz, but I don't really like the Aperol. It's got a weird aftertaste.
It's a weird aftertaste.
But they have other good spritzers, and it's Prost.
Prost?
They have
good to
really
know.
They have a lavender drink.
They have good
too.
wines there.
You can only have
Bring
one, though.
Prost to Midland, please.
I know you keep saying that. She's like,
Yeah.
no, she just had a baby. Like she has 2 kids.
The last thing she wants to
So
do is
have
open a
we.
third restaurant.
But it would do so well here.
I mean, unless
it to
they get a tram from Midland to Bay City.
Yeah, I'm not going.
No, I'm not getting on 10 to go.
I'm just gonna introduce Karina and Meko. So Meko.
There
can,
you go. Just make it work.
The middle name.
That'll
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah.
That'll be done. We'll have it in 3 months.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't get something done.
All right, Dave, a craft cocktail with a 12-step recipe. Yes, please, or I'm already tired.
Sorry, give me the old fashioned that
Yeah.
we can Marty make.
Shots over 40, bold or back pain.
Bold.
There you go.
You can go down like 39. Not 39 yet.
There you go.
Forever.
25 days.
I do shots once in a great while. It's not that bad.
I feel like that's bold, but you could still throw down like a shot or 2 and be good to go. Like if you start going more than 2,
Oh, God.
I feel like you're just
gross. Yeah.
not gonna survive.
It just has to be good liquor at this point. Like, do not give
you
me.
can't do the gross stuff.
All right, Dave, charcuterie board with candy on it. Genius or just unhinged?
Better say the right thing.
That's unhinged.
No.
Candy on a
Candy?
charcuterie board?
Chocolate.
Well, candy's not chocolate. Chocolate's
Yeah.
not candy.
Chocolate.
No, but like how they do like candy charcuterie boards now. Like it's gone beyond meat and cheese and
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah.
You know
that's-
any kind of charcuterie.
Taking something a little too far in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Okay.
Or like a veggie charcuterie board.
Ooh.
Last one is for
I'm
Melissa.
just reading this ewing. Adding collagen powder to your cocktail. Beauty hack or bad decision?
That's so bad. I mean, it makes
bad.
sense. It's so gross.
So bad.
You'd have like little chunks of curdled like
I know,
powder.
right?
Might as well just dry scoop it.
Well, thank you so much for
Oh my
coming on the
gosh.
podcast.
So
today.
fun.
you.
Guys.
We
Thank you
love
for
using the
bringing-
Pairable app.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Tell
will
your
use
friends.
it.
We
Yeah, Pairable.ai.
there's 3 things we have to do. We have to get people to know that it's there. Then they have to tell their friends.
Yeah.
Because that what was that commercial for? It was for shampoo, and she told 2 friends, and she told 2 friends, and the thing balloons.
right.
We really need
Breck.
Breck. Yeah, wasn't it Breck? Yeah,
They
was
still make bracket too?
tell your friends.
No,
Tell your friends.
They don't.
Tell them all.
It was in the 80s.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So we need that because we just need recognition. And
Yeah.
we'll get people. I think once we get them, they'll either like it or they'll say that's not for me. But we just got to get them first.
Yeah.
And version 2.0 is coming soon.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's going to be a social feature where you can share your pairings at the restaurant and it goes in a social
your
feed in
friends,
the
yeah.
app.
Cool.
That's cool.
And then, I mean, we didn't even talk about the kiosk that.
So will 2.0 automatically be an update, or do we have to update our current?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it
Okay,
out.
we'll let you know.
Honest to
TBD.
God, getting through the App Store was hard enough the first
Yeah.
time. We'll have to figure out how to
TBD.
get back through there, And
TBD.
we got to get the Android. We're going to get an Android version
Yes.
out soon
Okay.
because there's a
That's
lot of
awesome.
people who
Okay.
have Androids.
Really?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
In the world.
In the world, yes.
my family still does. Like, my,
No.
Really?
my whole, like,
I have,
parents,
like,
sister-
that totally
Two people I
can't
text
fucks
that
up my
screen.
text chain.
Yeah.
If you're
It doesn't
green,
it?
you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you.
But no, green is now coming through on my Mac.
Yeah, same.
Like, I'm getting
On your
texts now from my
iMessage.
Mac. Like in iMessage, I never used to get them.
we're
So
breaking
something's
through.
happening.
We're breaking through.
Yeah.
Somehow. It's all going to merge into one company. Anyway, conspiracy theories.
All right,
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you so much.
guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.